you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
What's up, everybody? I am the Crypto Crow. Thank you for joining me today. I know this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I've been reading all kinds of stuff this morning, and this isn't a super solid video with a bunch of, flash and trash. This is going to be a bit more of a hangout. I'm going to be reading some articles and just kind of going over some thoughts and just kind of where my head is in the midst of all of the craziness that's kind of popping off. And hopefully it's helpful, but it may be a bit of a long video. I don't know. We'll see. Something tells me it might be a bit more than an hour, but I'll try to keep it as condensed as possible. Brandon Lopez, always in there. What's up, Charles Libo? Joey D in the house with his big old muscles. Joey D, so as soon as we get in the new house, I've been hanging out with an old roommate of mine recently, who he's like 49 years old, but he just competed in a big bodybuilding competition recently, and he's actually going to start coming to the house to train me. And I think I'm going to kind of make, in the future, I think I'm going to make my transformation public. In other words, I think, because, I've been going through all kinds of stuff with my blood, and just like the testosterone and my hematocrit levels and difficulties breathing and having to do, blood draws and just all the shit that I have to do. And I actually think, I told my wife last night, man, like with everything going on, my goal is to get off all of my stuff. I want to get off testosterone. I want to get off all my blood pressure pills. I want to get off everything. And I feel like there are a lot of people out there who are likely in similar situations. I'm not a workout guy. I'm not the kind of guy who can stand in a gym for 45 minutes to an hour lifting weights, looking at myself. That shit drives me nuts. But I'm at a point now where I'm not doing it just to look better. I'm doing it to survive longer. And I'm gonna be mapping out a diet. I have a diet plan from a friend of mine. Just call him Theobald. A lot of people in the workout and fitness community know him. And he's actually my neighbor, a few houses down. And I think I'm gonna make it kind of a public thing, just like little tidbits where I kind of share what I'm doing to, change my diet, my workout regimen, like everything that I'm doing. I'm 300 pounds right now. I'm 7 feet tall. I'm 300 pounds. I just weighed myself last night. So if I weighed myself this morning, I'd probably be like 298 or something maybe. And so I'm going to start sharing all that. And I'm going to have all you guys hold my fat ass accountable. All the weight that I have is here in my belly area. Everything else in my body is, I'm not going to say ripped, but like my legs are like solid and defined. It's just, I just carry all my extra weight in the same place, and it's really difficult to get rid of. And my face, my face is fat. But I don't even really care about that anymore. I just want to get off all of this shit I'm on. So, you'll hold me accountable. I figured you might. Are you a whale? I guess define whale. I'm as big as a whale. That's not a belly, that's a shed for your tools. That's funny. Fast a little bit. You know what? I've tried fasting, and you know what happens to me? I get the shakes. I shake terribly bad, and I get lightheaded and dizzy. And then I'll go on like a carb binge. Like if I try to go without carbs at all, I get sick. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So anyway, yeah, the struggle is real. Intermediate fasting, Crow. I'm down 30 pounds in 2 months. When I was in the MMA and when I first started training, I was at 305. So I was basically built similar to the way I am now. And then I was doing boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling. I was doing all this stuff like 4 to 5 days a week and lots of cardio. And I went down to 270 in 4 months. And I lost weight so fast that it actually screwed my cardio up quite a bit. So, like, at this point, I don't care. I just want to lose the weight. I want to feel good again. So I'm going to get on that, and I'm going to share kind of my progress with everybody so you guys can make fun of my fat ass if I start slacking. And I'll appreciate it when you do, because I know a lot of you guys are going to call me out, so I'll appreciate it. Morning, Thomas Golden. So, looking at Bitcoin right now, like, there's a lot of stuff to go over today. And hopefully this ends up being a really good video. Oh, there is one thing that I forgot to do to get ready, because I know some people are wanting to find out who's going to win some tickets today. So let me pull that up. We are going to. I had 108 submissions since yesterday. So 108 people are wanting to go to World Crypto Con. And should we pick the winners now for today, and then I'll tell everybody the next contest, and then we can get going? Because I know there are going to be people that want. So for those of you that are new, every day, so every day I go live, I am going to award 10 general admission tickets to World Crypto Con in Vegas. I'm going to be doing that right now. I'm going to pick 10 winners out of yesterday's contest. So every time I go live, I'm the only influencer on the internet as of right now that's allowed to give away free tickets on my channel, which is a huge honor for me, and greatly appreciated, because I'm all about trying to give you guys what I can. I've been getting a lot of flack lately because of something that I tried to give away in the past. I think it was bank... Some bank tokens. I don't even remember what the hell they were. I think I remember trying to do a giveaway for them, and when I tried to send them out, they wouldn't send. And I think I tried it a few times, and finally I just said, screw it. I don't even know if they're stuck in my wallet. I don't know what the deal is. So I never sent those, and I've had a couple people since then. Now this was probably 4 or 5, I don't know how many months ago. I completely forgot all about them. And there was another coin that I had trouble sending out to people. I don't know that it was a very good one anyway, but there was another one. I tried a lot to try and send them out, and every transaction failed no matter what I tried to do. And so anyway, sorry. I mean, I do what I can. I mean, not everything is always... Now, with this contest, basically, I'm picking the winners. Every time I go live, everybody's going to have a different task, something to post on Twitter. And then my raffle copter is going to go through and pick winners at random for me. And so let's pick one. And then I'm sending this list to Adam, who is then going to send me a code to send back to all of you, I guess. Either that or they may just send you a code. Then you'll be able to register and get your tickets for free. And these are general admission tickets that are like $900. So here we go. Let's pick 10 people. First one. Melanie Blazovic. Melanie Blazovic. All right. So that's one winner. Brandon. I don't have a last name, but Brandon just won a ticket to World Crypto Con. Marlon. Owen Kelly won. Hopefully some of you guys are live with me today. Michelle Coleman just won. Michael something, I don't know. Kitty Hawk Crypt 1 is the Twitter. Steve Percy just won a ticket. Justin Neil Tatum just won a ticket. Maverick Tomes just won a ticket. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Mikey Money Baby is going to Vegas. So those are the winners. So those are the 10 winners. Melanie, Brandon, Marlon, Owen Kelly, Michelle Coleman, Michael, Steve Percy, Justin Neil Tatum, Maverick Tomes, and Mikey Money Baby. Hopefully some of you guys are in there. Now, for this next contest giveaway, I am actually reserving just for my patrons. I will announce those winners tomorrow, and then we'll start again with a new contest. But I've got like 600 something patrons, and I know a lot of these guys want to go to World Crypto Con. They've been waiting for the market to come back. So that one's going to be for patrons. And I think the next one after that, just to let everybody know, is going to be for the 5,300 people that I have in Telegram, in the Murder of Crows Telegram group. And then after that, we'll probably go back to sending out some stuff on Twitter. All right? So I'm going to cover all my communities. I'm going to get everybody in there. And we're probably going to hit each community more than once as we get closer to the date of World CryptoCon, which is October 31st. Now, I will also say to you, if you do not win, I'm terribly sorry. I'm doing everything that I can. However, if you have the means of going to World CryptoCon without winning a free ticket, I highly suggest you go. This is going to be a life-changing event honestly for me. I'm expecting this thing to be just ridiculous. I'm ecstatic. I mean, I have been going to other things, traveling to other places by plane, making the trips a little bit longer just to get used to being on a plane so that I can go to World CryptoCon. So, you know, I don't even know what else to say. So, all right, here we go. So that took 11 minutes. So let's get busy. Take a look at chat. Did you have trouble sending out USD Tether? I never sent out USD Tether. I don't touch that, and I'm going to be going into Tether here today because there's a lot of craziness going on with Tether. Were the winners announced? Yes, they were, Crypto Turp. I don't think you were one of them if you were enlisted, but don't worry. There are going to be plenty of opportunities for everybody. All you guys that watch me live and that are part of my communities, a lot of you guys are going to have a lot of opportunity between now and October 31st to win tickets. 10 tickets I'm giving away every time I go live between now and then. So it's a huge deal. But spread the word. Let everybody know, hey, I'm going to World CryptoCon. When you win a ticket, let everybody know I'm going to World CryptoCon. You should join me. And and just send them my link. There's a link in my description to save like $300. I think it's $325 off. You can go for like $525. Honestly, to me, it's a small price to pay for an event like this. I don't even know what a ticket to go see Steve Aoki costs, but I'm sure it's a big fraction of that, and that's just one party at this thing. So, yeah, if you can go. I see Jack Martin. I know he already has a ticket. He bought a ticket a few weeks ago, I think. And I know some of you others have gotten tickets anyway. All right, here we go. So, basically what's going on right now with Bitcoin, so the price is sitting around $65.59, and it's been kind of hovering, right? And if I look at this mess of lines and squigglies and all kinds of stuff, basically what we're seeing, so if you see up here, this is obviously the height of the market, right? This is when Bitcoin was like $20,000. And then we started to go down and go down and go down. But one of the things that you notice is through each of these peaks and valleys, you're seeing a pattern. Now, what we're seeing here is basically what I perceive to be ultimately the bottom. I think we're pretty much at a bottom where the price could still go down from here a bit, but we've already touched on like 5,500 or something at one point in the past, which I think is the absolute bottom. And I feel we've kind of swung up from there quite a bit since then. We've hit 8,500. Through all this volatility, what we see, it's almost like I don't know, a dreidel. What would be a good analogy for something, when you spin it, you let it go, and it slows down, right? The activity slows down until it comes to a stop. And I believe that's kind of where we're hitting now with Bitcoin. We're seeing a pennant pattern form, and in this pennant, we're seeing a lot of accumulation. Now, this is a one-day chart, so every one of these little candles is a single day. And the belief is there's going to be a very big move. There's going to be a very big move coming with Bitcoin. Here's an article that just came out today on Forbes. And it's basically saying, look, there's a big move coming. There's been a lot of accumulation in Bitcoin, but done so in different ways so as not to drive up the price. And so people are saying, well, the big question is, are we going to go up from here? Or are we going to go down from here? And if you look at the patterns of Bitcoin's price throughout the last quarter of pretty much every market cycle and the last quarter of every year, Bitcoin typically rallies strong. Now, where are we right now? Well, we're in October. Almost a full year since I first got into the cryptocurrency space. What happened in November when I got into the cryptocurrency space? Well, the market was in a similar situation, and we were waiting, and I didn't even know what the hell was going on at the time. I was still learning all of this stuff. But what ended up happening is if you look at the past charts, we're in a very similar situation where we kind of leveled out and we started to peter up, and then we had a big rally. And then as we headed into December, things really started mooning, and come January, we were at our peak before the crash, okay? With the ETF decision being pushed to February, I think that amongst all the insiders, everybody kind of realizes or expects this ETF to pass in February. I predicted that it was going to pass, but not until February, months ago, while everyone else is waiting for these decisions to come sooner. It's not the way the government works. They're going to put things off. They're still gathering information. They're still establishing themselves and what they're going to be doing about things. They're not making any decisions anytime soon. However, I expect there to be a solid accumulation period, which is kind of already starting now, leading into that ETF decision in February. Remember, February is the month of Chainwise, the Chainwise convention in Cincinnati, and there is a reason for that. Okay? I am absolutely, I'm still very much bullish on Cardano. That's a moot point. Cardano in 2019, man. Cardano's going to be making some heavy moves in 2019. That I am very sure of. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a licensed financial anything. I'm just some moron on the internet. So always do your own research. Don't ever just go blindly listening to me or anyone else on YouTube for that matter. But yes, I'm very bullish on Cardano. I think it's going to do very, very well in 2019. I think 2019 is going to be like the flagship year for Cardano personally. I think being able to get Cardano right now at like 8 cents is just stupid. It's so stupid that it's stupid. I'll get to some of the questions here in a little bit. So anyway, I personally think that we're going to start seeing Bitcoin start to rally, and I think we're going to start going the other direction from here. Is it going to be super fast? That I don't know. But I could see us starting to climb up and getting to 8,000 here probably. I'm gonna say we could probably get to 8,000 by the end of October, and then once we hit November, we'll start climbing into the 8,500, 9,500, and then away we go. That's what I expect to happen. That's what I see happening, but I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong about other things in the past. And that's not even based off of any real like technical analysis or anything. That's just kind of my gut. That's just kind of, one of those things. You know what? I should even say it's my gut, because I don't have a gut feeling that that's what's going to happen. I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. I don't really know for sure. Typically, when my gut tells me something, I am moved to take action. I'm not necessarily moved to take action right now with Bitcoin on either level. I feel like it's in a no trade zone. There's not a, if you're trying to short it, well, there's not really much room for it to go down, in my opinion. And I already have some Bitcoin positions, so I'm not buying any more either. But I do see Bitcoin going up from here. I really do. I think the closer we get to winter, the more we're going to start. I mean, let's face it. I feel like a lot of people, especially wealthy people, who they sit down and start playing the market in the winter, because they're not going out. They're not doing much unless they're going to like Colorado for skiing. But I mean, who's going to do that all year round? And that's just what I think. So now the flip side to that is this. Tether grappling with allegations of Noble Bank insolvency. Now, this is some crazy shit. What's Tether at right now? Tether is at 99 cents. So, basically they're trying to say that, so Noble Bank, the financial institution backing Tether, has reportedly gone insolvent. The crypto community is still commenting the news with caution. either dismissing it as fear-mongering or seeing the event as potentially having repercussions for the entire crypto ecosystem. Look, I don't touch Tether. I played with Tether for about a week using it in bot trading. And I'm like, I just don't feel right about it. What's the new one that's coming out? Genesis coin. I'll wait and maybe use that, but I don't feel right about Tether. There's a lot of weirdness around this. I invested in Tether last year, still waiting for it to moon. That's kind of the idea. Tether's not supposed to moon, man. It's never really supposed to be worth more than $1. So the alleged insolvency of the bank was announced by the Modern Consensus blog, which based its report on yet unidentified sources. Noble is just one of Tether's banks, and the news outlet saw earlier connections between the founders of Tether and the bank. The Bitfinex Twitter account, always skeptical of Tether, considers the news an ominous sign. The same scammers that made Tether made Noble Bank. Here's a tip. Until they produce audits going back to January 2017, as the white paper promised, they are scammers. I have to kind of agree with that. And there are some tweets and stuff. Oh, that was something else I was reading earlier. Looks like about $5 million exited Tether for dollars yesterday on Kraken. People are starting to jump out of Tether. I don't see, if you can't prove that it's actually and officially backed by money going back to its inception, and there's no reason why you could why would you have a stable coin and not be able to prove that it's actually backed the way it's promised to be? Why is that a struggle? If that's the whole premise of the stable coin to begin with, why is it such a struggle to prove? And if you're not willing to do that, I'm sorry, get the hell out of Tether, leave that shit alone and let it fall by the wayside. The only problem is, if it were to do that, it could have some pretty significant impact on the crypto market as a whole, and that is a little scary. However, it's kind of like, some of these companies where they say, they're too big to fail, and they need government bailouts and this and that. Fuck that. You want to create something that's kind of scammy and use it to manipulate markets and do this and that and another thing. I don't care if it causes the market to crash for a week or two. Let it go. Be done with it. Get rid of it. Be gone. Go somewhere else. If you can't prove you're backed, I'm sorry, I don't want any part of you. The Tether Truth Machine. Now, this is something from back in August 3rd. The wheels of justice turn slowly but grind exceedingly finely. Now, this is kind of an expose from somebody who basically, all right. In this post, I'm going to show you how the cryptocurrency community quite literally got Mt. Goxed again, and quite ironically by individuals who attempted to take over Mt. Gox. Unfortunately, their plans to acquire Mt. Gox fell through. Fortunately, the duo, Brock Pierce, who's got to be like one of the richest freaking crypto guys out there, and John Betts found another avenue to accomplish the same task. Tether. Uh-oh. Cat's crying. Cat's always hungry. She wants to get fatter by the day. Oh, wow. 213 viewers, reaching a recent milestone. Far cry from the 1,000 that we used to have back in the market height. But you know what? 213 people. I welcome you. 215. Hopefully that continues to grow. Make sure you subscribe and hit the likes. I'd appreciate it. Tether and Bitfinex operate not on transparency but on opaqueness, misdirection, and gaslighting, and attacking anyone who tries to shine a light on their operation. They have a lot to hide. Every time I hear something negative, Brock Pierce's name, like Brock Pierce is going to be a speaker at World CryptoCon. I would love to meet this guy. I'll have a drink with him. I want to know what the hell is really going on. Because it sounds like Brock is like ridiculously powerful in the crypto space. He has more money than God at this point. Why would there be a need to be involved in anything kind of shady? At what point is enough not enough? What is the actual motive? And that to me, and here's the thing. I understand media. I understand how websites and people like to prey off of the backs of others to try and build their own presence or to establish a following. That's not at all what I'm trying to do here. If Brock and John and these guys, I know what it's like to start on a very real, very, like a heart, like basically you have like something you really want to accomplish, something you really want to do, and you start off on it and you've got the best intentions and you're trying to accomplish something great for just not you, but for everybody involved, and have a lot of fun with it, and then it tanks as shit, and then everybody hates you, and like it doesn't matter what you do or say, you're a scammer, you're a troll, you're like whatever. I get that. And then the newspapers or the websites and all these other mediums basically use that, and they make it more grandiose than it is, and they make it, they basically try to use these situations to boost themselves. I think my cat is like, I don't know, chewing up a big bag in the kitchen or something. She's always trying to find food. So anyway, academics that actually look at the value or the data available on the blockchain, and the conclusion is the same. Printing money out of thin air to buy Bitcoin and various cryptocurrencies. The story has now been covered multiple times by the New York Times. I mean, we know all this. This is eerily similar to the audits that Bitfinex. See, the thing of it is Binance is one of the biggest proponents to Tether, right? And since the SEC closed down one broker, Broker One, or whatever exchange that was, a lot of people are concerned that they've got their eyes on Binance and maybe some other exchanges that they want to try and shut down as well. I think that right now we're at a calm before the storm. I mean, when you look at what's happening with Tether and the SEC and these different exchanges, a part of me kind of feels like there's going to be a big shakeup soon. And this shakeup is going to be getting rid of all of the foul players in the space, or at least an attempt to do that. And I'm not saying Binance is a foul player. I've always had good experiences using Binance. But, I feel like there's so much chaos being stirred up, right? And for any of you conspiracy theorists out there, ordo ab chaos, right? Like the Latin slogan for the New World Order folks who want to dominate the world, or, like the Skull and Bones, ordo ab chaos, order from chaos. They create chaos to establish order that is basically a new order under the control of a very select few. And, I'm not saying that this is any kind of world conspiracy or anything like that. I'm literally just thinking out loud to all of you guys while I go through some of these articles. It's basically what I'm doing. Come on, tinfoil. Yeah, I don't think it's any part of any grand conspiracy. I just think that there's a lot of shadiness that goes on in the crypto space, and I think somebody's coming through with a broom and they want to start cleaning it up. And I think it could potentially worsen the market in the short term before it makes things better. And there are reasons. For this. I'm going to go into some of it here in a little bit. A new way to hedge against the ticking Tether bomb. Now, this is from back on August 25th. Something weird happened today in the crypto world. And after it could offer savvy investors the opportunity to hedge against the Tether bomb. An affectionate term for the fact that nobody really knows if the cryptocurrency is backed by actual fiat cash as claimed by Bitfinex. Binance, which is now the largest exchange by trade volume, introduced another set of currency trading pairs. Along with the welcome options on Ripple and IOTA, there's one coupling that's especially interesting: a chance to exchange Tether for true dollars. And Binance isn't the only exchange to do so. Kraken also has USD to USDT trades and margin shorts. Bittrex recently launched USD to TUSD. So this is actually a good deal, and it could be an easy way out that could potentially replace Tether with something more tangible, or not tangible, but actually backed. The truth is that this is probably one of the larger crypto events this year, and that's saying a lot. But before we explain why, we need to talk cats. Wildcat Tether, and this is going into basically all the chaos that is Tether, all of the concern and doubt and FUD and all the stuff associated with Tether. And, by adding the dollar to dollar pairing, Binance has made it possible to hedge against the integrity of Tether and Bitfinex. If you're new to crypto and worried about the Tether bomb, the new stablecoins offer a safer shelter for your money. If you're really pessimistic, you can short trade against Tether on Kraken or Binance after the latter's exchange plans for margin trading come to fruition. As new bridges are built between fiat and cryptocurrency, it's becoming safe to travel without having to cross the wobbly Tether bridge. So, look, when it comes to Tether, I'm just staying clear of it. And, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Should Tether go pop somehow, I could see this going down a bit further, but temporarily. Anything big and bad that happens in the crypto space typically drops the market, at least for a day or two. It's just the way things work out. So if that were to happen, we would probably have a short trade opportunity. So here's the thing. With all of the regulation coming into the space, with the SEC making decisions on the Bitcoin ETFs and all that, which I expect to come in February, which I'm hoping to talk about a lot at the Chainwise convention in Cincinnati, I think that a lot of the groundwork is being laid out for one particular thing in the near future: security token offerings. Now, right now, when you invest in an ICO, you're not really getting equity. There's no, it's considered a security based off of the sole idea that you're buying it as a speculator. You're buying it because you expect the company or the product or whatever else that it's attached to go up in time as they meet their development milestones, depending on their use cases, their partnerships, their team, and so forth and so on. But you don't actually own any part of the company. An STO is the exact opposite of that. An STO is basically a securities token where you actually own, based off of the number of tokens you actually own a percentage of the assets and liquidity of the company as a whole. This, my friends, in my opinion, is very much the future of cryptocurrency. And I think that, and these are regulated tokens. Every one of these is a security. Every one of these is regulated. And every one of these is going to hold the companies associated with them accountable in big ways. ICOs introduced a new investment platform, a new investment medium for normal people who could go in, buy some Ethereum, and then throw some Ethereum at an ICO address, an ERC20 address, smart contract, and receive some tokens back. And it got people interested in investing. It got people interested in crypto because there's so much money having been made in 2017 into 2018 that it drew a lot of attention. But as an unregulated space, really none of it was quote unquote legal, right? The blockchain technology enabled people to maneuver outside of the realms of governmental control and make some money. And that's what it's really all about. It's becoming a part of the foundational layer of a new technology and being able to profit from it. And blockchain technology has enabled normal everyday people to throw a little bit of cash at something and watch it blossom into something beautiful, all prior to the market crash. Well, there are a lot of people on Wall Street that don't really like that. They don't want us dumb folk getting rich off of shit that they didn't have any part to do with. Like, that's just not how the capitalism works. That's not how political control works. Blockchain enabled us to maneuver outside of the realms of control. But that control's being reined in. Because with that lack of control comes scammers, hackers, you name it. Every crazy guy out there, or every brilliant guy out there, or a gal that can hack or scam or pull something to pull these tokens and pull money out of people's pockets, they will. And so ultimately, we're seeing STOs. And I do believe that this is going to become the new ICO in the near future. It may take 2-3 years till we get to this point. But there's a company called Polymath Network, which is basically a company that I'm pretty sure Polymath is actually a new partner with the Monarch token. And they're going to help facilitate STO projects, which I am absolutely actually excited about. Because I think that STOs are going to offer a lot more to investors. The only problem is accredited status, right? Now keep in mind, as all of this stuff is happening, Bitcoin is going to continue to pump. Bitcoin was recently, I guess, classified as a commodity, which I'm pretty sure happened a long time ago anyway. But Bitcoin as a whole is going to be what we as investors typically are going to trade in and out of at some point. And as Bitcoin's value continues to rise, which I think it will, especially as a lot of these ICO projects in the space continue to meet their milestones and continue to, establish their usage and their user bases and all of that stuff, and the market goes back up. Because let's face it, as soon as the market starts to really turn around, a lot of money is going to come back into the space. People are going to go through. They're going to look at projects. I've got a whole series of videos planned out, ready to go, about all of the tokens, all of the companies and projects that I see doing very well as the market continues to turn around. And I think the money's going to go back into these projects. And then there's going to be a lot of money made here going into 2019. And then everybody's going to be rich as shit, and they're going to come to Chainwise, and we're all going to celebrate in Cincinnati. But anyway, Polymath Network, I've got my eyes on. I have not invested anything in Polymath, to be honest with you, but I'm looking into it because I think that these guys are already kind of establishing themselves on the forefront of STO launches, and I'm pretty bullish on that. What a NASDAQ VP told me about the future of cryptocurrencies. I'm just going to skip all of this shit. We're going to go down to the bottom. Talks about behind the scenes. Like, this is a NASDAQ composite. This is basically, does this look like anything we're familiar with seeing? This looks like the Bitcoin pump. This looks like, but everything is condensed in time. Because crypto time frames are much faster than your normal stock market. But this is kind of where we're at, right? I mean, and boom, and then it just takes the hell off. And I expect to see something similar in the Bitcoin and crypto markets. Security tokens will take over Wall Street. So what does this have to do with security tokens? Security tokens will make it much easier for companies to raise the capital they need to grow. I will spare you the boring details, but registering securities for a traditional IPO is a tedious, expensive process that requires companies to go through several layers of middlemen and spend millions of dollars on lawyers and brokers. Security tokens will disintermediate those middlemen, which will reduce costs and simplify the process of launching a security token offering. That will tear down the roadblocks currently preventing small businesses from raising capital, which in turn will foster capital allocation to small cap businesses that will drive economic growth. Massive institutional capital will flow in from hedge funds, pension funds, which I did a video about. Just 5% of pension funds on a global scale going into crypto could bump Bitcoin to 1.4 million. The title is $280,000 Bitcoin, but I was just doing that to make it more believable so people would watch it. But I actually calculated it out to like $1.4 million of Bitcoin. And family offices. And the blockchain industry's market cap will likely be in the trillions by 2020, which I've been saying for a long time, and everybody keeps telling me I'm nutso. Look, I'm telling you guys, you have to think with foresight in the crypto space. All of the people that are scared to death about the market being so down and all the red and everything else going on, and they're jumping ship, and they're cursing crypto, or they're pointing out, particular coins. Oh, well, this was $5. Now it's 5 cents. This is bullshit. The market's crap. You have no foresight, and you don't have the ability to think for yourself. This is the beginning of an entirely new era of technological advancement unseen before by anyone. And we have the eyes and the ears on this space right now. You guys that are watching, on YouTube, and people that are reading these articles and going out there and doing research on the space, and they're investing in different coins and so forth. You guys are going to, just like Warren Buffett said, you buy when others are fearful. This is the time to buy. Cardano at 8 freaking cents, people. If you don't have 50,000 of them by now, you're out of your damn mind. That's just my opinion. I digress. I hate saying that word, but my head's getting hot. Am I turning red? Ooh, my phone keeps blowing up. I don't know who the hell's calling me. So anyway, I guess this isn't going to be a very long video. It doesn't need to be. We've covered a lot in a short period of time. overall, the idea is that the security tokens are basically going to replace ICOs in a big way. Now, the other side to that is that you're likely going to have to be an accredited investor right now to get into these STOs, unless you're buying into an ETF that's able to buy these STOs for you, which is a big thing. Now, you also have the SEC and people at the SEC basically coming out saying we need to lower and lessen the restrictions to quantify an accredited investor. You shouldn't have to already be rich as shit to go and try to make some extra money. I look at it like this. If you can go to a damn convenience store and spend $50 on fucking lottery tickets, you should be able to invest in any damn thing you want. Even if you are capped, even if they said, okay, how much does the average poor person, because let's face it, the majority of people that buy scratch-offs and lottery tickets are poor because they're desperate. They're looking for that big break, that pie-in-the-sky dream that they're going to be able to get for $1 or $20 in tokens or tickets. Even if the SEC said, look, if you make under X amount, you are allowed to invest X dollars into STO projects. Cool. It's a start. It gives people an opportunity. Start putting your money into something more useful than lottery. The only problem with that is that if they did that, well, how many of these poor people would stop pumping money into all this taxable lottery that the states live on? And this, I mean, because the state governments basically get the tax money from these lotteries, unless it's some of the big ones, and you pay the federal taxes as well. So that's the dilemma, right? So the idea is, but at the same time, capital gains tax on some of this money. Let's say there was we had a Powerball of $190 million, right? And one person wins and they have to pay taxes on that. It all kind of averages out, really. I mean, because even if taxes were 40% or whatever the hell it is on a winning of that size, you're still going to potentially pay that in capital gains tax anyway. So either way, it's just money would leave the state. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud, but ultimately, I know that people are talking about lowering the restrictions on what it means to be an accredited investor, and I applaud them for making that known. So that's it. I mean, have I painted a picture, or have I just confused everybody? I'm not sure what I've accomplished in this video, to be quite frank with you. My opinion is I'm staying the hell away from Tether. Bitcoin's fallen a little tiny hair bit, but look, this is such a consolidation that I see, even if it gets a little worse before it gets better, I see Bitcoin starting to pump here pretty soon. That's just my personal opinion, because I believe that a lot of the big whales and the big players in the market know that I think that they believe that Bitcoin, the Van Dyke ETF is going to be approved in February. And I think that they're going to start preparing for that, if they already aren't. I'm quite confident that a lot of these guys are accumulating over the counter. That's what I think. Buy more crypto. Got it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much what it boils down to. Good point. There should be a live interview with backed CEO. I'd be more than happy to. All they got to do is reach out to me. Crow, total sense, my brother. Good. Gay for Crow. Let's get rich. Oh, man. Dick Insider, you've become a staple of my live chat. I tell you what. Jason, any thoughts on Pundy X? Kind of pissing me off at the moment. Just stuck at 22 like a senior at a turn sign. Look, I think things are getting close to a turnaround. I love it when Crow goes off. That's funny. Yeah, I've got so much going on. I can feel it. When I start to get like, rawr, I'm like ready to go Hulk. My head starts to feel like it's going to pop. It's one of the reasons I want to get off all the stuff I'm on. I just want to get in a better shape, and that really is my goal. So we've got the first 10 winners of World CryptoCon tickets. So all you guys will be contacted here very soon. And yeah, any legit questions about anything before I sign off? Looking at a 44-minute video, that's pretty good. I've got to run to the store, and I'm starving. I've got to eat soon. What would confirm it for you that we are going up? True blue confirmation for me is when we hit 10 grand. But, at this point we're hovering. We've been hovering around 6,500 for a while, and I know there's been a lot of over-the-counter accumulation at this price point. So, the question is, what is going to happen to drive the retail market? The over-the-counter market, I think, is booming. I mean, from everything I've been kind of put together. But the over-the-counter market doesn't do anything to the retail market in the sense that it's not exchange activity that's boosting the price up. The price is up. So it's typically news and things like that drive the retail market. The dumb money has to be led. The institutional money and the whales do not. They're the ones that make the actions based off of what dumb money does. And the game is to accumulate more. So while dumb money is being led by bullshit articles, FUD, and other kinds of bullshit, scaring the hell out of people so they sell out of their positions, they're selling out of their positions into the greedy hands of these people on over-the-counter exchanges and basically whales that are just continuing to buy in and buy in. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, by the time all is said and done, I just saw a report recently that said something like 33% of all Bitcoin in circulation has been lost. Like it's not even used. When that is truly confirmed, the last day of Bitcoin's mining, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts when that 21 million total supply actually becomes like 13 million or 12 million or something. Who knows? Whatever the hell it ends up being. And the people that are still holding Bitcoin at that time, it's going to get crazy. Is Bittrex still your go exchange? I use different exchanges for different reasons, man. Honestly, I used to use Bittrex a lot for the bot trading, and it worked out well for me. 28.7% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Yeah, I know. I read that too. CSNBC said today that they suck. No, that the market is good and it has no reason to go down anytime soon. Well, damn it. Since they put that out there, the market's probably going to tank tomorrow. It's funny because I love crypto. We were talking and he's like, he does a lot of stuff on his Twitter account where like technical analysis and Bitcoin price, and he basically said just do whatever the opposite of CSNBC does and you'll make a fortune. And apparently he's like wanting to create a CSNBC indicator so that if they say it's going up, everybody knows to short it. So anyway, X Rapid news. I'm actually working on a big thing about Ripple. So it's one of my 30 videos that I'm going to be doing. Any news on the TV shows. I mean, it's been airing. They added a new time slot. So you guys need to get your Chainwise tickets. Hold on, I'm going to go and I'm going to show my Chainwise conference. I'm enlisting people who are wanting to help contact crypto companies to be exhibitors. We're 19 weeks and 2 days out. Just added another speaker, Vlad Kardashev. He's the CEO of War Riders. He's going to be doing a talk on blockchain gaming. But yeah, get your tickets. They're $20, people. You can get a ticket and a red-eye flight to Cincinnati for like under $100, I think. So pretty much from anywhere in the country, if I'm not mistaken. And spread the word. Help me spread the word of Chainwise. I beg of you. This is not a cash grab at all. And you know what? Even when you go to get your tickets, what else does it say here? 50% of ticket sales after expenses will be donated to Shriners Children's Hospitals. That's no bullshit. I got to cover the expenses of the event first, but anything left over after that, I'm going to be splitting and I'm going to cut a check, hopefully at the event, to Shriners. So yeah, get your tickets, spread the word. I have spaces for 100 crypto booths. So yeah, you know what, that would be fun to do, like a full-blown live stream, just 24/7 live stream from the event, just I don't know, for giggles. We'll see about that. Brandon Lopez and Heather have both been kind of talking to War Riders. I think they've been tag teaming them. So we'll see how that turns out. They don't have an exhibit booth yet, but I think they're trying to figure out who on their team is going to be available. So yeah, and interpreters for deaf people. Dude, I know that I'm not gonna lie. That is not on my like top of my priority list right now, just because there really aren't that many. So I have to put my attention to like the bigger picture. It's not at all that I'm like I'll get it worked out. I just don't even understand it still. So it's like there might be, I mean, how many deaf and hearing impaired are going to go to a blockchain convention? It's not at all that I don't want them. I do. I want everybody and their brother and mother, son and daughter, and everyone else to come to this convention. I don't know what it means, Crypto Twerp or Terp, to have signers all over the place. I don't know what that means. Like you haven't really been overly clear. You just kind of said, "Hey, I want to get a bunch of signers." I don't know what that means, so I haven't really been thinking about it a whole lot. But we'll get there. When they know they'll have access, they'll come. Okay, I mean, I'm down for it. I just have to figure out what it all means. Like financially, what does it mean to me? You know, am I shelling out a bunch of money for a bunch of signers? To have 3 deaf people in the crowd, you know, like what does that mean? I don't know. You haven't really filled me in on any of that. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, folks. I think we covered pretty much everything. Hopefully it's pretty educational. Hopefully it's helpful to people kind of getting a better idea as to what's happening. I am gonna go eat before I start shaking. So I love you, I miss you, I mean it. And crow your coins, and make sure you smash the likes and share this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you share the video that I did for the wives, basically the spouses, because I've been getting a lot of really good feedback on that video. All right, I got to calm down. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day.